Welcome back. Before the break, we began to talk about some of the physical implications or limitations that people might have in terms of how being overweight. And you were talking about the fact that if you hurt, you're not you don't think that you can do the exercise or the movement. But if you would do it, probably you would lessen that hurt. How do you talk people into it?
Well, I'm going to defer that to Jennifer since she's the one who is talking people into it. How do you get over that? And do you have a lot of people complain about how much things are hurting at the beginning?
Now remember, we're talking about 4 years old to 17, so this is going to be good.
Yes. To be very honest, everybody who comes in, they're very, they want to be there. They've already planted the seed in their head that this is what I want to do. They've made a conscious decision, so there are no obstacles. I don't have the challenges that I would if I were perhaps working with adults who do have the aches and pains. Kids are resilient. They just jump right in it. They say, what can I do? I show them what to do. They're excited. And I also stress following that they take baths or sitz baths in the evening because of all the different types of movements that their body is just not accustomed to.
Do they follow through with it?
They actually do.
Now,
their goal is to compete with me.
How flexible and resilient are the kids? Because kids have gotten a little sedentary these days. Kids are watching a lot of television these days. Do you find that it's easy for them, or do you have to get them out of the sedentary state?
I do have to revamp that sedentary state. And the reason I do is because the children are there, and they want, as I said, they really want help. The parents are there because they feel guilty that the kids have reached a point where they need to be there. So I am faced with a family that needs help. So I, in turn, just pounce on it. As I said, everybody's receptive.
Now, you talked about these kids in the video games.
Oh, yes.
So what are you telling these families about the impact of that?
Well, I indicate to them that it's really not something that they should continue simply because it's hurting the child. I find that most of the kids that come through the facility, their coordination is not where it should be at this point, and it's because they have been computer techs, watching television, and they're just cumbersome, outright cumbersome. It's not the size of their feet, it's because their motor skills haven't had an opportunity to develop, and it's because they have been so sedentary.
That is amazing, because, you know, if you add on to that, kids aren't walking as much because most kids aren't walking to school and doing the normal kinds of
And where are they going to walk? You know, neighborhoods without sidewalks.
Yes.
Where are they going to walk? There was the Youth Risk Behavior Surveillance, which is a national study for people 9th through 12th grade.
Okay.
And here in Mecklenburg County, it was over 40% of our 9th through 12th graders reported using or watching television for at least 3 hours a day.
Wow. Every day.
Every day. You know, and video games actually can be very good for you as far as developmentally, cognitively.
Yes.
And, you know, with some of your eye-hand skills.
Coordination.
Right. But not for 3 hours a day.
Right.
You know.
Well, and sometimes the video games are on top of the television. They aren't necessarily the same 3 hours. You could have 3 hours of television and then.
Right.
And we haven't talked about the computer, and everybody's sitting at those as well. And so it's taking people out of their active zone. Now, I think you mentioned something about having done something with the school system recently.
Yes, actually, I had an opportunity to work at CMS on a project for Best Friends.
Okay.
It's actually a mentoring program which kicked off on Saturday, and it was a great success.
Tell us what you did and who was there.
I provided physical fitness, and there was 3 schools, inner city schools, that participated in the activity, and there were quite a few administrators. But let's see, the key person there was, forgive me,
Ophelia Garmer Brown. Let me guess.
Ophelia, we hope you're looking at this program.
That's twice.
That's twice.
Actually, Missy Howard was the key person in that area, and also Rosalind Salem. They were the Best Friend coordinators, and they were just really gems throughout the whole project. And as I said, very successful.
Are you going to get to do it again?
I'm looking forward to it.
Good.
I can't wait.
So this was the first time in something that you hope you'll be able to continue
Absolutely.
to do it?
I would love to just soar Charlotte.